I was to your left.
What?
In the game.
Oh.
I was to your left. You were supposed to kiss me.
Obsession. Wow, what an intro. I'm sure you saw the clip in the intro and wow. Wow. Like the clips that I showed that I showed that or I'll be showing or the images that I'll be popping up here and there are from the second time that I watched it because yeah, I watched this twice. I watched this um I'm from the Philippines, so I watched this in the first week of May, and I watched it again in the second week of May, which is it's currently 11:19. So I watched it yesterday. It's Monday right now, and it's Sunday yesterday. So I watched it twice, and holy fuck, it still got me, even though I watched it twice. Oh yeah, this isn't a sponsor video. There's just a twisto here and hot dog. I know I just said that I was on the cut in the last video, but I'm hungry right now and I feel energized and creative. So I'll be recording this while eating. So excuse-moi if I sound mumbled. So obsession. Where do I even begin? Holy crap! Like wow, wow. Like first of all, for any Ian sympathizers, fuck y'all. Like first off, I rank this movie as an 4.5 4.5 out of 10 just because Ian could have went out in a different way, if you know what I mean, if you've already watched it or if you saw clips in TikTok. Like man, like he just got hit by a blicky just like that. Like obviously spoilers, but man, Sarah. We're gonna talk about Sarah later, but okay, let's go from the beginning. So the movie opened up with Bear rehearsing his confession to Nikki, which, if you think about it, if he just went through with that kind of confession, maybe or maybe not, because even in the Navarrete, the actress for Nikki also confirmed that if Bear just would have admitted that he actually liked Nikki. Like there was a scene where Nikki actually asked him, like, "Do you like me?" Like she was inviting it, like, "Bro, that was your chance." Of course, he puts it out because he's a pussy. That's why he made the wish. Like, okay, it's not that I'm defending. It's not that I'm defending Bear, but I don't blame him for the wish to work. Like, what the fuck? Like, who would have known that snapping that twig would actually work? Like, do you blame him? But yeah, shit happened. If he would have just been a man, like and not gonna lie, Bear. Sarah was there. He fumbled twice, in my opinion. He fumbled twice, and so when he snapped, um, there's this scene where Nikki was in the dark, and she was just standing there, and at this point she was possessed, and she went up to Bear. Like she was telling Bear, like, could you come into my house, and my cat just died. He doesn't have a cat. And that second time I watched it, oh, that got me, and I realized something, that he or whatever possessed Nikki um knows what kind. This is just my theory. Whatever possessed Nikki knew what kind of thoughts does Bear have, or what he actually wants, or what, I don't know how to explain it properly. I'm bad at explaining stuff, but so on and so forth, like blah 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 blah. And, oh, holy shit, the scene where Nikki snaps and she was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm acting weird, and then the possessed, and then the one that possesses Nikki snaps back in again, and it's if you think about it, it's a funny scene, but it's a fucking scary scene. Because holy shit, because Nikki was doing her best. Or the real Nikki was really fighting back. Like, so we fast forward to the scene, the bedroom scene where they first kissed, right? And real Nikki snapped back in, and she's and snapped back in again, and okay, there's theories going around. Like, whenever Nikki sees her reflection, that's when real Nikki comes out. But I don't think so. But because how did in the first time that Nikki snapped, I don't remember seeing or looking at the mirror or looking at the side mirror or whatever, but she just suddenly snapped. Because in the second time that she snapped again when they were kissing, um there was no indication that she saw her reflection. Was there a mirror in Bear's bed? I don't remember. Like, I didn't look that much in Bear's bed, because, or maybe she saw her reflection in her eyes. That's what made her snap back. Hot dog. This is my favorite. This is tender, juicy, mm, rich in flavor, and mm, just enough juiciness. Where was I? Where was I? Yeah, when Nikki snapped back the second time, it was like, holy shit, that scared me. Yeah, but honestly, the music in this movie is peak. It's so good. It's good. It's good. It's so freaking good. But okay, I gotta admit, there were times that the sound was just so fucking loud, and it's not that like jump scare loud sound like in other horror movies. Like, it was just so freaking loud. Like, there's this scene where Nikki was just shouting, and it was just the audio was so loud. It's just sounding really distorted as fuck. Like, oh yeah, that's the only thing. That's my only complaint. Like, I have no other issues about the movie. Like, it's a good movie. Like, it's the type of movie where you'll say that, oh, that's so cool, that this movie is so cool, and it's so different from everything else, that you're gonna actually like it. But this is my opinion. I don't know if how y'all feel about the movie, because I gave it a 4.5. And anyways, where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, Nikki got possessed. The next day they went back to work, and burp. The next day they went back to work, and Bear and Ian had a talk, and exchange of words, and Ian brought up the thing. What if Nikki's in Molly? Nikki's doing Molly again, like she on drugs or something, right? And at this point, yeah, Nikki was lying about her possessed Nikki. Possessed Nikki was lying about her dad having cancer. Okay, there's a hot dog in between my teeth. Um, at this point, I like I don't blame Ian, because there's a part that Ian just actually cares that maybe Nikki needs some help. But Bear is like, no man, she's fine. Like I wanted this. Like, bro, like there was so many red flags already there, and it was like as soon as Nikki kisses him, it was like, okay, babe, like sure, I'm sorry, like I understand we have we deal with our emotions differently. Like that's how I interpret it. He's a fucking bitch. Like there's so many signs. Like um yeah, of course the title's obsession. Like the ob- possessed Nikki is overly obsessed with him, and like she just wants to like do stuff with him, just be around him all the time, and uh what's then the next major thing that happened. I think I got I think I got this. I think I got a photo of this. Where the bedroom scene again, where the fucking where Nikki was watching Bear sleep, right? Like, I'm just watching you sleep. That scene, the first time I watched it, I was fucking scared. The second time I watched it, I was still fucking scared, but not that much because I already know what's gonna happen. But the thing is, when I still didn't got the timing on point. So when Nikki scared, or when Nikki screamed, like, "Why don't you love me?" Did she say that? Like, that still fucking scared me. Like, like when she went, I just feel like it's not mutual. Like she did that. I was like, fucking shit. That still scared me. Like I watched this with my girlfriend twice, and oh shit, we were still scared. She was still covering her eyes. So, and there's this another theory that the cat Sandy possessed was the one that possessed Nikki. I believe not. I believe not that because she was doing this cat-like movements. No, no. Maybe they came up with this theory because of the one scene in the bedroom scene where she walked slowly, but I don't know. I don't think so that the cat Sandy possessed Nikki. Nah, I don't I don't I don't vibe with that theory. So uh where was I? I lost my train of thought. So what next scenes happened? What the fuck happened? I forgot what happened. I lost my fucking train of thought, man. I'm just gonna cut most of this. So the next scene where okay, the next morning, Bear woke up and he confronted Nikki with, "Can you stop doing that?" Where Nikki was watching him sleep, right? And the fucking scene where the door was fucking taped up. Um, that was so fucking funny to me because holy shit, it's holy shit. Really, really, that's my real reaction to this to that scene. I was like, what? Wow. And Nikki was like, oh yeah, and the scene where Bear confronted Nikki like, can you stop doing that because this is the part where Nikki was watching him, right? And there's a scene where you're gonna see Nikki where she was reading a book, right? But the book was upside down, and I caught that. I was like, maybe the thing that's possessing Nikki is really trying so fucking hard, and and the next scene is in the job and back at the store where Bear works. So uh, Bear and Sarah were talking and yada yada yada, and Sarah got a letter and she didn't got admitted to the school that she wanted. Sad for her. Spoilers later on. Then they had a talk, and Bear was eating a sandwich. And okay, and inside the lunchbox, he has a lunchbox, right, where the sandwich was in, and there were photos, and there were photos of him and Nikki, and there's this one photo of just maybe was that a CCTV camera photo of him, um, of him, um, maybe Nikki. It was just so fucking funny because she's so obsessed that she's even stalking her that much, and the sandwich scene, and Bear took a bite out of it. I was like, I was like, and the first time I watched it, I was like, that looks like a really good sandwich. And when Sarah grabbed the cover of the lunch of the Tupperware, right? Uh, um, my little food critic. It says in front. On the back, it says, "What's the verdict, cat?" And holy shit, I'm getting goosebumps right now. But holy fucking shit, man, bro, like when I tell you that that scene got my skin crawling, bro. Then he opened up the sandwich and he saw, oh my god, this is the meat from my cat. And I was like, that was my reaction from the first time I watched it. And he puked on the garbage can, right? I was like, I was prepared for the second time, but for the first time I watched it, I was like, holy crap, bro, like shite. Seriously, I was like really like, damn, she went that far. And what else happened? And the way back home, and Ian and Bear were talking, and Bear was like, "So what's up with Nikki?" And at this point, Ian and Bear already knew that Nikki's dad really doesn't have cancer, and Bear was like, "Fuck up, man! Like, bro, red flag. That was a red flag." I hit the mic. That was a red fucking flag. Why ain't you listening to your friend? You are friends for a very long time. What the fuck? Okay, so yeah, maybe he really wanted that poo. Maybe that poo was really that good. So that's why Bear was like ignoring all of the red flags or whatever was everybody saying to him, like, bro, I think something's wrong with Nikki. And he was like, nah, man, that's love. No, that's not love. Okay, where was I? I lost my train of thought again. I'm going in this really long tangents. so so the boys' night out, right? The boys' night. Ian invited Bear to a boys' night where Nikki can be invited, and yada yada yada. Bear parks outside of their house, of his house where Nikki was in, waiting for him, right? And Bear saw the case where the one with Willow, and he saw the and he turned it. He turned it, and he called the whatever the hotline for like for help, like whatever. And when Bear called it, okay, I caught this the second time. The first time I hit the mic again. The first time the guy asked Bear, do you want to cancel a wish? I believe that the guy was actually giving Bear a chance to end this properly, like to end whatever fuckery is happening, right? Right? But Bear was like, no, 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 no. I just wanna alter it. Like, bro, okay, okay, okay. If I was Bear, and the first time, and the part where Nikki was watching me and that scene happened. Oh yeah, and the bass. I didn't even talk about that. I'll just put an image and you guys will understand what I'm talking about. Where she had a flower pot on her face. Yeah, you'll get that. And where was I? Where was I? The guy was asking Bear, "Would you like to cancel your wish?" And Bear was like, "No, no, I just wanna alter it." But then this is so fucking funny. The guy was like, "Oh, so you're actually saying you want to cancel the wish?" And Bear was like, "Yes, yes, I want to cancel the wish." And the guy was like, "We can't do that, man." I was like, "The fuck you mean?" And Bear was like, "You were from the way you were saying." That scene was just so fucking funny to me. And fast forward to the scene where the guy on the other end of the phone was like, "You wanna talk to Nikki?" And screaming came out from the phone. I'm having goosebumps again. Screaming came out of the phone. Like, holy shit. That was actually Nikki screaming, and Bear ended it. Like, you deserve whatever's coming next to you, Bear. And I hope that you. Okay, water. Where was I? Where was I? Um. So, Bear ended the call, and he goes back into the house. As soon as he walks in, Nikki was still standing there from the moment that he left her. Well, puking, puke in her mouth, bloodshot eyes, and shit on the ground, like full on dookie. Okay, I have a theory. I have a theory. Um, I don't, I didn't. I think people already came up with this theory, but I have a theory in mind. There maybe the reason why there was puke there, because maybe normal Nikki, original Nikki, snapped back in and came back out and tried to kill herself and overdose herself. That's why there's so much puke there. That's why she has puke in her mouth, right? That's a theory of mine. That's a theory of mine. I know people already came up with it, so that's my opinion. That's one of my theories. Maybe that's the reason why there's puke there, or maybe that's why Nikki puked and possessed Nikki snapped back in and just stood back right up there and puked the shit out and puked whatever real Nikki ate to commit seppuku. And Bear was like, "What the fuck? Go clean yourself." And Nikki was like, "Baby, I promise, baby, I'll clean this. I'm sorry. I'll take a shower." And and Nikki slams the door of the bathroom, and Bear was like, "Did you cook the cat, Nikki? Don't do that. I'm really upset." Okay, and Nikki was like, "Okay, baby, I'm sorry." And then and then Bear said, "Um, Ian, eh, me and Ian are gonna have a boys' night." And Nikki slammed the shower. Water stopped. Like, "Oh, so you're going with the boys' night, right?" And so I'm just gonna get dressed. And Bear was like, "No, no, no, it's a boys' night, just us." And Nikki screamed like, "Whoa!" That was possessed Nikki. And possessed Nikki was having a tantrum like, "You would have invited me, like, no," like. And Bear was like, "No, no, baby, baby, like, I'm sorry, baby, just get dressed and yeah, you can come with us, you can come with us." And Nikki was like, "No, if you really wanted me there, you would have said no in the beginning," or something like that, right? And and fast forward to Ian's party where Ian was like, you couldn't spend a second without her. But the thing is, earlier Ian said, "I won't be inviting Sarah," but Sarah invited Nikki. So either way, Sarah's going to be there. And even though Ian said that Sarah's not going, so I know, like, yeah, Nikki can come either way because Sarah's already there, and Sarah invited her either way. Um, and the Jenga scene. Okay, the scene where Nikki, I'm still so fucking like at this. I want to know what was written on Nikki's giant Jenga. What culminated next, or what was the reason, or what was written on that Jenga that made Nikki go out and spit one of the most terrifying thing ever, which was her interpretation of the Hansel and Gretel story, where yeah, in the Hansel and Gretel story that she said was, or she she recited was it's an incest story, uh, and the scene where Nikki went, uh, only from the wish of a willow tree. I think that's the end of the whatever she said, of the Hansel and Gretel thing, and she just said, "Oh, that's from the new book that I'm writing." And next up was Bear. Byron was going to get one of the Jengas, right? And he was like, "Oh, kiss the person on your left." It pans to Sarah, right? That shit was funny. That shit was, and it pans to Sarah, and Nikki stood up, like, yeah, and Nikki stood up, and her face was like, I'm gonna pop the photo here." I look so fucking weird. Why did I do the face? I'll just pop the photo here. Um, yeah, and Nikki did the face. The cinema went laughing at. It was funny, and Nikki walked up behind Sarah, and she pulled the chair, and and she went down and went to Bear's side, and, and Bear ended up kissing her, and Nikki went. And Nikki crashed out and went like, "No one can ever love me like you, Bear. And anyone ever tries to come between us will die." I think she said something along those lines. And she said, "No, I'm just kidding. Fine, I'm not kidding." The switch up. Like that switch up was so funny. Like that switch up was really funny. I'm sorry, that was funny. And what came next was, real Nick is snapping back in, was like, "Oh, oh, that's not me, that's not me." And she grabbed the bottle and she smashed and started smashing her face in. Started um smashing it on her face, right? And possessed Nikki snapped back in. I was like, "I'm sorry, guys." Like, I'm laughing, but it's really fucked up. It's a really fucked up situation for real Nikki, and Bear was like, the whole time that Nikki was doing that, and Bear was like, and people were saying, "Baron, Baron, help her, help her!" And Bear was just like, "Fuck." And oh yeah, the scene where Bear took her to the hospital, and it's so fucking funny. Nikki was dancing in the background. Well, I think Bear was trying to explain in one of the nurses or whoever was there that she needs medical help, and Nikki was like, Nikki was just twirling. Nikki was twirling, and that shit. That's funny, right? That's funny. Next up, and um, the scene. Oh, okay. The next scene I'm gonna be talking about is, back at the house where Nikki was like, putting towel on her face because it's bloody, right? Yeah, her and Bear had an argument, and Bear was like, "Can't you just be normal? Like, it was so normal. Like, bro, you asked for this, you wished for this, you fucking bitch. You could have canceled this, but of course you didn't. You bitch." And YouTube, I'm sorry. I'm okay. I'm gonna have to censor that. Or should I say? YouTube, I'm sorry, I'm gonna censor that part. Okay, so, um, Bear's a bitch. Bear's an asshole. Bear could have canceled it anytime, but he was like, "No, no, I wanted to alter it, just alter the wish." And then when he went and said, "No, I wanna cancel it," the guy was like, "No," and back to Bear and Nikki scene where Nikki was like, "I can't believe it!" Like, oh, the sound, her scream was like, "Oh shit, that was loud. Oh, that was loud. That was loud." And this is okay. Indy Navarrete's acting was like so, mm, chef's kiss, no notes. It's like Pearl. Like the way she screams and crashes out is like Pearl. Like, I forgot the name of the actress that played Pearl in the movie Pearl. I think you know. I think it's Maya Gott. Is it Mia Gott or Maya Gott? I think it's Gott. Yeah. So um and Nikki was crashing out, and when Bear said, "I love you, baby,"
I love you too.
and I'm having goosebumps right now talking about this. Nikki walked backwards. I was like, "No, baby, come down, baby." Ooh, and she pump faked. I'm gonna play the scene. I'm gonna play the scene. I'm gonna play the scene. Like Nikki fucking pump fake, and I was like, I've been in the second watch. I was like, holy shit, that shit's still scary. It still got me. That's scary, scary. What the fuck, man? She walked backwards. And we and Ian and Bear said, "I'm gonna stay with Ian for a bit." And Nikki walked out. I was like, ah, and she was holding a knife, and she said something like, "I'm gonna be laying in the bed alone, cold," or something like that. And then Nikki said, "Oh, you can stay." And Bear was okay. And the next thing was Bear. Bear was next to a sleeping Nikki, and Bear got a text. It was Sarah. Sarah was like, "Can we talk?" Bear was like, "No." And if you don't come over, I'm gonna come over there. Bear was like, "Okay, in a minute." So and as Bear tries to sneak out, because Nikki was holding her, and she's as he tries to walk out of the room, and Nikki spoke. Bear was like, and it was real Nikki. Yes, real Nikki was like, "Kill me, please." Yes, it was real Nikki because the possessed Nikki was sleeping, right? And "Kill me, please." And okay, Bear went. I fucking hate him. Bear went. "What's so bad about being with me?" What's so bad about being with me? That's the most incel shit that I have ever heard. I'm so sorry. That's the most incel shit that I have ever heard from anyone or from any person. Like, mm. and real Nikki was like, "Please kill me," and Bear just walked out. Like, bro, you could have ended it there. Like, I know you're gonna kill her, but bro, and Bear sneaked out and met with Sarah, and Sarah had the exception, the the letter, right, from Luther, and they were just about to open it when Sarah said, "I was to your left." Like Bear was like, "What? I was to your left. You were supposed to kiss me." Oh, okay, I'm gonna play the scene. I'm gonna play the scene.
I was to your left.
What?
In the game.
Oh,
I was to your left. You were supposed to kiss me.
Boom! And Nikki smashes the fucking window. And holy shit, Sarah's death is gonna be one of the most saddest, tragic, and one of the most horrifying stuff to ever happen in a horror movie or in cinema in general. Because Sarah didn't do anything wrong. She actually liked Bear. Maybe. I think so. Because there was a part where Nikki said that, "Did you know that Sarah likes you?" Like, Sarah actually liked Bear, like for the person that he is. But of course, Bear is a simp to Nikki. Um, so and after Nikki finished, well, how do I explain this? After Nikki finished using Sarah's head as a hammer on a brick. What's the, oh my god. Oh my god. YouTube, please don't bomb me. YouTube, please don't mute this video. I beg you. Please don't nuke this video. After Nikki did that, and Nikki was like, "No, no, baby, we're gonna fix this. You wanted this. You wanted this." Yes, Bear wanted that. Bear could have canceled anytime. Bear could have just been a man and confessed to Nikki, like, "I like you." It could have worked, but no. But okay, it's not that I'm a okay. I'm not a Bear sympathizer, but do you actually blame Bear for not knowing that the wish would actually work? I'm gonna tell that to the GC later. I'm gonna talk about it to my friends. But do you like who actually fucking knows that the one wish willow is actually real and it actually works, right? It's not. It's hey, I'm not siding with Bear. I'm just saying that if if I were actually to make a wish, like, is there any repercussion? Okay, if Ian didn't die, okay, fast forward to okay, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm going everywhere. Okay, after Bear and Nikki hide Sarah's body, right? And Bear went back to the place where he bought the One Wish Willow, and this is a funny scene. And Bear was like, "Where's the One Wish Willow?" To the guy, and he was like, "Where's the One Wish Willow? It was right there. It was right there, next to the necklaces." And the guy was like, "Hold up, bro. I don't like this energy that you're giving me, and it's right there." The One Wish Willow was just right there, and Bear was like, "Fuck you, man!" Like, it's so fucking weird. It's so fucking funny. And Bear tried to undo the wish and tried to snap it, right? And it wouldn't snap. It wouldn't snap because he already made his wish, right? So Bear went to Ian. And okay, is there any negative repercussion? Because Bear told Ian to make a wish. Like, oh, make the wish you're gonna make is gonna contradict what the wish that I made. That's what Bear said to Ian, right? And Ian was like, "I wish for $1 billion," and money started raining. It's like, okay, if Ian was the first person to ever find the One Wish Willow and wish that I wish for $1 billion, is there any negative repercussion to that, or is there any bad thing that's gonna happen to Ian? Like, is the money gonna continuously pour until it's already a billion and it stops? Like, that's my actual question. Like, how does the wish work? If it was actually real and I were to make a wish, I would actually also make a wish for $1 billion. Because it's not like I'm wishing for someone to be super in love with me or overly obsessed with me, right? I'm just wishing for money, right? Is there gonna be any negative repercussions to the wish that I made? Like, I've been thinking about that, bro. So, and Bear went back to Nikki, and Bear was like, "Nikki, you really love me, right? You do anything for me." And in the background, I'm gonna play the clip. In
Nikki, you'll do anything for me, right?
the background, Nikki was like, I was like, "Bro," I'm having goosebumps just remembering the scene. Like, ah! And Bear saw Sarah's body skinned. No, 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 not skinned. But the scalp was gone, and Bear turned around and saw Nikki again. Not the whole scalp, but there's a theory that Nikki was wearing Sarah's hair. And okay, and Nikki, if you're gonna rewatch this, I'm not being racist, but Nikki colored herself to be as white as Sarah. If you rewatch that movie, if you're gonna watch it again, if it comes out in whatever platform in HD, if when it comes out to Blu-ray or whatever, rewatch that again and look at Nikki in that scene. She was as white as Sarah. Like, and compare her skin color, Nikki's skin color on that scene where she was like she drew the tattoo of Sarah on her chest, and she was smoking a cigar, right? She was as white as Sarah. Compare that scene to what she looked like. Like, I caught that yesterday, the second time that we watched it, and my girlfriend pointed that out, and she told me that I think she colored herself to be as white as Sarah, and then I realized it, and I was like, holy shit! Oh yeah, she did. And she smashed her face, right? And Nikki was right. Say it! And Bear was like, "Ah," and he was not like, dude, I got $1 billion. I'm gonna insert a fucking meme that my girlfriend saw on Twitter. And it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me. And and Ian bursted in and was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And Nikki was like, and that's it. And okay, that's it. That's how he went. Like, is oh, is the wait is the budget gone? Like, in all seriousness, um, did did Sarah's death took all of the budget, so Ian's death was just a fucking gunshot to the head, and it's still that's the only reason why me, including some of my girlfriend's friends, and is ranking the movie as 4.5, or maybe just me. That's why I ranked the movie 4.5 out of 10 out of 5 was because right, really, that's it. Like, hello? And yeah, and Sarah did also reveal that Nikki and Ian were having a on and off FUBU relationship or whatever, and it's just casual, right? And Ian thought that maybe Nikki got with Bear just to take revenge on him, like whatever, whatever, yada yada yada. And okay, where was I? Back to Nikki one tapping Ian. Okay, and Bear was like, "Okay, baby, we're gonna fix this." And Nikki was like, "I know what you're doing." And Bear ran to the bedroom, and Nikki was like, "Bear, get the fuck out of there!" I was like, like, knock, 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 knock. And Bear was like, "Can you please wait? I'm doing something." And Nikki was like, "Okay." And Bear was trying to like to to stick for cool himself, but he was too much of a pussy to one tap himself. And in the background, Nikki was like, "I think we need some space, baby. Um, we could do a breakup." And then Bear saw the pills that Sandy ate, the cat, and he ate them all, right, to overdose. And as he was like, as as the as the um as the drugs were taking in effect, and Bear was like almost dying, and everything snaps. We hear the sound of the one wish willow, the box sound, and it snapped, right? Nikki made a wish, and as Bear walks out, okay, this scene is quite funny, and this scene really shows that Bear's movements change if you watch it again. Like, his movements really change, and it's like he was acting really in love towards her. I think Nikki wished for like, "I wish Bear loves me," like something like that, right? And and Bear was like, and they were like kissing. This is already the end of the movie. Like, they were already kissing, and Bear just collapses, and he overdosed, and Nikki and he's like, "No, Bear!" Like, and as Nikki was about to end herself, and it snaps because Bear's dead, right? He's gone. Like, he suffocated himself, and she snaps, and she throws Bear off her, and she start and real Nikki starts breaking down, and she was like, "What the fuck is happening?" You're like, "Ah!" Yeah, that happened, right? And yeah, yeah, Nikki, yeah, and Nikki was yet to see Sarah's body at that scene, but Yeah, that's obsession. This video is so long. Like, compared this to the primate video that I made, this is so freaking long. This is so long. We're already 44 minutes in, and I'm still yet to talk about my outtakes in the movie of the about the movie. Yeah, so obsession. I hope some of y'all understand what I said or what I was talking about, but yeah, good movie. Like 9 out of 10 for me. Would have been a 10 out of 10 if Ian got a terrible death. Like, in all seriousness, like, if he went out the world in a different way or in a way that's worse than Sarah's, because Sarah really didn't deserve that. Like, yeah, yeah, and Bear opened up the letter that Sarah got, right, because they didn't open it together, because by the time they were supposed to open it, Sarah was already using Sarah. Nikki was already using Sarah's head as a hammer to on the on the brick. So yeah, um, yeah, my outtakes is for the guys, for the guys and gals, like, whether you like it or not, there's already men that's like Bear. Uh, Pre Wish Bear, like, there are already men that mga, like, in Tagalog we call them torpe, like, just like they don't have the nerve or the courage to confess to the girl, to the person that they like, right? Like, and post Wish Bear, like, there's already men like Bear that is manipulative, and like, Bear could have ended there when real Nikki snapped back, when when possessed Nikki was sleeping, right? When real Nikki was saying, "Kill me, please," like, real Nikki, Bear could have ended it there, but then he just had to say, "What's so bad with being with me?" Everything that happened afterwards, that Bear deserved it. Yes, everything bad that happened to Bear, Bear deserved it. Yeah, yeah. And for all the guys and gals, um, there are already women that are as crazy as Nikki. I love my girlfriend. She's not like that. Baby, I know you're gonna watch this. I love you so much. But if you really think about it, there are already people that as crazy as Nikki. If you think not just women, I think there's already guys. There's also guys like as crazy as that, where they'll go to any fucking length or to any distance just to be like, "What you doing?" Like, as oh, like as obsessed to their partner, where they just want to be with them all the time. Not that it's a bad thing, but like it's a really toxic thing, where that when Bear was like, can we just not spend one day together?" And Nikki, and since possessed Nikki was so obsessed with him, and Bear was like, uh, uh, I'm bad with explaining. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm dumb. Like, I don't know how to talk about this properly without stumbling my words. But yeah, there are men like as toxic and as manipulative as Bear, and there are women that as crazy and as fucked up. Not just men and women that are just fucked up and as crazy and as obsessed as Nikki. If that's your type, you do you. I love my girlfriend. I love my wife. Yeah. So, obsession. I hope you like the video, because this is a lengthy one, and this is just my review of the movie. Holy fuck, man! This is long. This is so long. Like, whew. Yeah. Comment down below what you think about the movie, or did you guys like my commentary? Did you guys like my review or anything? Just yeah. So I hope you liked, comment, shares, and subscribe. And watch Obsession. Spoilers, obviously, of course. I'm gonna put spoilers in the title, but yeah, Obsession. Like the video. See y'all on the next one. Capiche.